What up? This is Matt Barnes from All the Smoke. Here chilling with my guys, Dub C and CJ Mack. You can find their podcast on all streaming platforms.
Matt Barnes out here showing out now. W, you ready?
Yeah, I'm
ready. You ready?
Matt be cheating.
Matt out here, he showing off now.
Chicken's Club, CJ.
No, that was probably because I had the camera on him. On that one, he don't like playing in front of the camera no more. Skip.
What?
Skip.
That people stands out? Huh?
Skip did it. He did it in the chucks.
Ooh, y'all about to get y'all chest laced up. Y'all watching the Dub C and CJ Mack show.
What up? Welcome to another segment of the Dub C and CJ Mack show. And once again, I am Dub C.
And I am and always will be CJ Mack. What's happening, bro?
Mack. You know, that's what I know you as, but
that's right.
The original CJ Mack.
Yes, sir.
What's happening, homie?
I'm good, bro. Another day, another dollar, man.
Another day, another dollar, but it was good, though, man. You know, this morning, man. This morning, I hear another voice over here laughing. I'm going to let you introduce him. I mean, you know, you always steer the ship, man, you know, the right way. But I'm going to be real with you, though.
Man, let me say
Look, CJ, before you go there, I'm going to be real. Don't start that lying shit this morning, man.
What you mean, bro?
About getting up and me missing the boat and all that and everything. But I just want to let you know, though, that this is a special show right here. We got somebody, man, you can't be lying.
Well, first of all, let me say this, man. We always bring somebody on here that think they hard at something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always something,
but
man.
It's our show. You gotta be confident.
And they don't realize the game. They don't realize the game we run, right?
Yeah.
What we do.
Gotta let them win.
Exactly.
So they can come do the show.
Exactly.
It's,
So today we have a very, very special guest, man. Very special guest to me, man. He's my partner, man. Grown to be my brother, man.
Yes, sir.
He's my little big brother.
Speak.
You know what I'm saying? He's the most one of the most 100 individuals you'll ever want to meet in your life,
Definitely.
man. And I got some other things I want to call him in a few minutes, man. Matt Barnes. Welcome to the show, man.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you guys for having me.
Man, thank you
Appreciate
so
happening
much
with
for
it?
coming, man. Taking time out your busy schedule,
no
because you
doubt.
all over the place, brother.
it. Yeah, man, but I'm in town for the weekend. You know,
Yeah.
I'm out here coaching my kids for AAU. It's a big weekend for the boys, so, you know, got with you this morning and golfed and had to pull up on the show.
Yeah, there you go. See, he had to bring up the golf thing.
You had to pull it
Okay,
up.
so this how I went. I started off slow. You know what I'm saying? For about 15 holes.
Yeah, he saved his best for the last 3 holes.
Oh, when I showed up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
I said, did I say that? I
showing
said,
up
I
in
gotta
row,
go get
yeah.
Dub, who was asleep and couldn't get up this morning and supposed to be out there with us. You know, but whatever.
Who was asleep?
Yeah. You know what I mean? I was up, man. We got in there at 2 in the morning, bro.
Lied to me,
4 in
bro.
the morning, I'm up.
We got in 2, 3 in the morning out here, you know, from the land. We came out here and you said, Dub, you said 9 a.m. we going to be out there swinging. That's what you told me, 9 a.m. So you came down around 6:30 and was like, hey, bro, what's going on? I'm saying, oh, cool,
We
man.
gonna let it go, bro.
We got to be out by 9, right?
That's just,
No, you was ice white.
That's just
Looking good, ready to roll.
Well, that's-
I mean, you know, I got to give it to you. You was ready to roll, but the conversation was between
All right,
me
man,
and you.
come on,
it
man.
wasn't the same, bro.
Come on, bro. We got to talk to Matt,
No,
man.
I think maybe it's because Matt was here. You went brand new on me, bro.
Yeah, that's how
It's
you did
okay,
you.
bro. It's all right. I still love you. I just want the fans to know, man.
Well, I want to know I went hard the last 3 holes. I outdrove everybody. And I parked. How many times did I park?
Twice, right there.
Twice? What did I do another one? It had to be something close to a
When
park.
I came out there, he was
Yeah.
kicking your ass.
He was with my ass, like gonna lie. I wanted to leave so bad. When you called, like, come over and get me, I just immediately busted you turn the golf cart. We got you,
That's
bro.
right,
Because I was
bro.
getting smashed.
That's
But anyway,
right.
man, thank you, man. First of all, I want to congratulate you on an amazing career on the court, and then all the things that you're involved in and the things that you're doing off the court, man.
Podcast.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, man, he's doing so much more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all over the place, and we want to touch on that, you know what I mean? But my first question is, I want to know where the hardest light-skinned brother in America was born, and who raised him?
Who raised them? The question is who raised. It's not even really where I'm from. It's who raised them. Man, I was born in San Jose. Pops sold drugs. He was a butcher by day, sold drugs by night. So just kind of was introduced to the street life. Saw drugs real heavy in the '80s. You know what I mean? And we had the party house too. So I was seeing people do what they do at an early age.
Right.
You know, I'm Italian and black, so biracial, but I really kind of grew up in the streets as
right.
you know, but my parents were, you know, I called them functioning drug addicts because we never went without. You know, I felt like everyone did coke back in the 80s in their day. Like that was what they did. So we were always, you know, bathed, fed, dressed, went to school. But I just saw a lot of real shit at an early age. So from there, we moved to Sacramento when I was about 9 years old, but to a little bit better of a neighborhood. But my parents always put me in white schools, and I never understood why, because I couldn't go to school with the kids in my neighborhood. I was always going to these other schools, even probably from like 4th grade once I got there. And I would always be mad and never understood all the way through high school. Went to predominantly white schools. But I look back on it now, and I'm very thankful because it taught me how to maneuver in several different spaces and different rooms and ethnicities, and be on the block smoking, and then go to the White House and talk to the president.
Wow.
Type shit. So
right.
And I've done everything in between that as well. So it really kind of made me a chameleon almost to just what life is now. But yeah, my dad was a street dude, and it just, you know, I just saw a lot early on. So the one thing he used to preach all the time was, I have 2 younger brothers and sisters. You know, my brother Jay. If they fight, you fight.
Right.
You don't
That's
fight,
how
you
my family
getting
is.
your ass whooped.
Oh, yeah.
I was fighting regardless all the time, and then I was never white enough, so they was calling, the white kids call me nigga, so I started fighting them. And then when I go play AAU, I wasn't black enough, so they called me white boy, and I'd be fighting them. So it was just a constant battle the whole time. So it's not like I love to fight or want to fight or I think I'm the baddest motherfucker. That's how I grew up. Was just, you know, back in the 80s, you grew up fighting.
Yeah, that period.
Well, you know, speaking of that right there, you know, why don't you tell me what high school did you go to? You don't mind sharing that?
I went to Del Campo in Sacramento.
All right, and then also too, I read something saying that or heard you speaking about how you experienced racism.
Yeah,
back then in high school.
Yeah, heavy.
And how that turned you into a
kind of
an
advocate. You know, it kind of turned my advocate light on in an early age. But that was when I realized, like, I'm very proud to be Italian and black. But that's when I realized that, like, they look at me as a black man. But the story was, I was a senior, maybe 3 months from going to UCLA, and there was a kid fucking with my sister and kept harassing her, kept doing little shit. And one day he called her nigger and spit in her hair. And she happened to just walk up to me when I was done. I was done with school for the day. She still had one more class, crying with her little homegirls, telling me what happened. And the kid just happened to walk by. So I just, you know, I did what a big brother's supposed to do. Just beat the shit out of him. And,
right.
And then went to the office. But, you know, the principal at the time didn't believe, you know, his dad's a prominent lawyer. He wasn't raised that way. He would never use that word. So really, like, I was on some bully shit. You know what I mean? Again, I'm 3 months from going to UCLA. Why would I just fight somebody for no reason? So I get suspended for like a whole week. And on like the Wednesday or Thursday of my suspension, because I got suspended at the beginning of the week, the KKK came and burned down a bathroom, hung a mannequin on the oak tree with my football jersey, die nigger, broke windows, swastikas, niggers need to die, like vandalized my whole entire school.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So the NAACP came down there and found out that there was a green light on my head, so we had to move to a different neighborhood. So yeah, shit got hot out there for a minute.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? They say, you know, that life is the best experiences.
Right.
You know, and I think that you coming up, dealing with that right there, you know, not just did it give you the tool to go out right now and to be able to deal with different nationalities and talk, but also to guide the youth and know how to deal with that, because there's a lot of us dealing with it right now, as you see, you know, out here what's going on. But so I want to go back to something you just said earlier. You said you're football jersey.
Yeah.
So you play football as well, right?
Football. Yeah, I was football is my first sport. My senior year, I led the nation in touchdowns for receiver. First team All-American. Recruited by every school to play football as well. But I just felt like at 6'8", I would have longevity in basketball. I'll never want to disrespect people because I know it's hard to make the pros in any sport, but I felt like I could have definitely made the NFL, but I just don't think I would have had the longevity that I had.
It's a rough sport. It's a hard hustle, and unfortunately, they don't get that they guarantee money up front too.
That's the crazy part,
right?
You know, you play both, right?
Yeah, they put their life on the line, literally their life on the line every game, and their money's not guaranteed, which is crazy. But
and 5-10 corners would have been trying to take you out, bro.
That's what they try to do.
They try to do.
But that's what I always looked at myself when I played in the NBA as a football player playing basketball.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I wanted to say, man. No disrespect to the NBA, well, maybe a little bit. Hey, man, some of y'all dudes be soft, bro.
Oh, man.
Falling all over the floor, rolling around, man.
It's that European soccer shit. That shit make me sick.
Oh, man. So I think that a lot of basketball players that have played football, man, seem to be the tougher ones. Right. You know what I mean? Like, fall down and get up, man. You ain't got to roll around every time you fall, bro.
It was, like I said, I just feel I was fortunate to be able to, have the 15-year run in the league, but I was really
amazing.
That's why I love the physicality. Like, I didn't mind banging with bigger fellas or hard fouling someone if I needed to and mixing it up because football is my first love. So that's a necessity out there on the football field.
So you were just aggressive, just off.
Yeah, I like physicality. Like I loved guarding people. I loved going up and trying to rebound against big dudes. I loved throwing elbows in people's chests. Like that shit was dope.
Yeah, it's amazing to me. Like I remember when you first came to the league, and I was like, man, what's this dog? I said, man, I like, dude, man, he hard, man. Like a lot of people didn't like you,
right?
Because you used to go so hard. But I'm like, what's this dude be talking all this shit and going hard?
Before I got
I
got a chance to really hear him talk and see where he was coming from and everything, I used to be like, this dude is an asshole.
That's what everybody said about him, bro.
I mean, he always wanted to fight. He always wanted. Everybody remembered, the ball fake. With Kobe, rest in peace. It was crazy because you was one of the main ones that was like, no.
Yeah. My whole thing from, my upbringing to, protecting my brother and sister, that's your family. So my team was my family. So I never really got fucked with, to be honest with you. I wasn't someone out there looking, like I said, I'm not act like I'm the toughest guy, but if it's going to go down, I'm going to make sure I'm a part of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was just always a situation where my teammates were my family, so I would, protect them. If, I knew my job. I was a role player, so go out there, play hard defense, rebound, shoot threes, and if they fuck with the star, handle it. And I was fine, I was good with that, you know what I mean? So it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't that I was going around looking, I want to fight you, try to, I wanted to play basketball. I play basketball really physical.
Right.
But if you got into it with my teammates, I'm definitely going to be in the mix.
So that's another thing. I was watching something in another interview you did, and they were saying how a lot of people, when they thought you were coming to the team, they was like, oh, man, this dude, man. But then once they played with you, they was like, loved you, man. It was saying, man, he's one of our favorite teammates ever. Yeah, because he would always stand up like that.
Yeah, well, people, it's a situation where I think that means I did my job because they hated to play against you, but loved to play with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they hated to play because it's just, like I said, I was going to make sure that you earned everything, because I was the one that always, every single night, I had to guard the best players. You know what I mean? So I did my best to just make it tough on them. Physical,
you did it well.
Nothing easy.
You did it well.
So it was that was my job. Appreciate that.
Someone always wanted to ask a professional athlete. I was telling CJ about this question right here. He's like, that's a good question. Who was your favorite team growing up?
I grew up a Laker fan.
A Laker fan.
Magic Johnson. The Showtime, and then I grew up a 49er fan. And I grew up an Oakland A's baseball fan.
Okay, the reason I asked you that is how is it? How does it work with a professional athlete? Well, you yourself being a Laker fan growing up,
still love the team regardless.
Becoming a pro,
right.
Playing against the organization, and having some battles. I mean, some outright just
that's dope.
Teeth gritting battles, and then turn around
and play for them.
Wow. But even if you didn't get a chance to play for them. Just later down the line, how does that change the mind state of an athlete? Is it the same?
I still love them.
That's still your organization.
I still love them.
That's dope.
That's interesting.
That's dope.
I still check for the Lakers, even though even when we were beating them when I was with that Lob City Clipper team and kind of towards the end of Kobe's career, and he refused to leave, and they were just terrible teams. Like we would beat the shit out of them, but I'd be like, damn. That's the team I love.
That's
you know
the team
what I mean?
I love.
You know, between them and the Warriors, because I also loved Run TMC.
Right.
You know, because I was up north, so I,
Right.
Mullen, Hardaway, Richmond. So I was a big Warrior fan, and to kind of have a part of history on the Warrior team and win the championship with them. So those were always my two favorite teams growing up, and getting a chance to play for both of them was a dream come
So
true.
no love lost. You still Laker fan?
Lakers and Warriors, absolutely. Lakers,
dope,
Warriors,
man.
Kings
That's
too.
dope.
I like the Kings.
We
I'm
gonna
always
work
checking for
on the
Kings.
49er thing.
Who's your team?
Raider gang, man. You know that, man.
No, y'all ain't shit. You know
Raider
that.
gang, man.
Y'all ain't
I don't
shit.
know what you think about this
Y'all
year.
gonna be nice this year.
Yeah,
though.
thank you.
Yeah, I ain't mad at
About to
that.
say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who'd y'all
okay.
pick up? You picked up the receiver. You stole Aaron Rodgers' receiver, right?
Yeah, we still in a whole bunch.
said
We're gonna try to steal some more too.
Aaron Rodgers
And-
yeah, that
receiver.
boy's
and you-
cold, man.
And you about to work out Cap?
Yeah, we
You
hope
good, be cool
so.
if you
Yeah,
get the
Cap and
chance.
Sly was just
Yeah.
telling Dub C
Yeah.
that we working out Cap, and I'll show her we get him.
That'd be cool to give
You
him
know,
a chance, man.
for obvious
That's dope.
reasons.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope.
But I won't
That's
get
dope.
into because it's Raiders till the top nine, man.
Come
So
on,
I ain't
man.
gonna get into
As it should be.
what I want to say about a couple things. But
No
anyway,
jokes
man,
allowed.
you know, so I had an interesting question for you, something that interests me, man, and something looking back on the career, me knowing a little bit about the prejudices and different things that you went through. So when you played for the Clippers and all of this stuff went on with the owner,
Yeah.
it was like, here we go again.
Crazy. Yeah, but with that, it wasn't, CJ, it wasn't really that big of a deal to me because I experienced real racism.
Right.
Like people trying to kill me and burning down my school. So to me, when I hear an old white man say nigger or black people or this, and that, I'm just like, you know, he's not the only one that thinks. He's just the only one dumb enough to get motherfucking
Caught
caught up by this little hoe right here that's, you know, taking his money at the same time. So I know the world's just like, oh my God. And I'm just like, okay, you know what he said is wrong. There's no place for it in sports, but
Right.
I'm not going to lose sleep over this because I guarantee there's other owners in this same league that feel the same way. They just haven't got caught.
Right.
So it was crazy because we were just in the midst of the playoffs. You know, we felt like we had we could win a championship with this team. And if you think back, that Lob City team was the last team that was kind of beating the Warriors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Before the Warriors went on their dynasty run, like we knocked the Warriors out in a 7-game series that year with
Yeah.
Donald Sterling. The next year they came back and won a championship. So it was just a crazy time, you know, kind of when social media was really starting to hit and people were starting to express what we should do or we shouldn't do, you shouldn't play or this and that. I'm thinking like we're in the midst of a playoffs trying to win a championship, and just because this motherfucker doesn't like black people, well, we knew he didn't like black people. He'd been sued several times in court for discrimination,
Wow.
you know, as a landlord and all this kind of shit, but we weren't playing for him. We were playing for each other and realizing that, you know, championship opportunities don't come around.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we went out there and played, and
So that's pretty much the sentiment of the whole
Yeah,
team. You guys
yeah.
got together and said,
yeah, we
hey,
talked, you know, we discussed sitting down, we discussed doing a lot of different things, but like I said, at the end of the day, we felt like we had a chance to win a championship, and we really didn't know what the, like, if do we sit out, is that an automatic loss? You know, do we have to make the, like, there's just so much shit that was, like, we were in the playoffs.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's not the regular season, it's the playoffs. So it's just like, you know, what do we do? So, you know, we just put our heads together and figured out what to do, and we did it. But the crazy part is they're making a show about it now.
Yeah.
Dope.
I think it's going to be on FX if I'm not mistaken, but it's called the Sterling Affairs.
Wow.
So
That's
it's
gonna
going
be
to be
dope.
dope. Yeah.
That's
So
gonna
I'm
be
trying to get be a consultant for the show because I'm the one that could tell you the real shit that was happening in the locker room. So you guys,
And you know you
get
gonna-
at me.
And he's
man.
going to do a great job of it. So
Yeah.
quit
He ain't
playing.
gonna buy this time.
Yeah,
so
come
quit
on, I'm
playing.
going to tell you the real shit. Yeah, you need it.
Come on now.
All right, man, let's pay a couple of these bills, man. We be right Bizak, man. I'm CJ Mack.
Hey, and I am still Dub C.
There it is. That's my line. All right, we be right back. Yeah. 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 Now long as I can breathe, you never see me stopping. I write for movies, fuck with TV, music keep me popping. I come from khakis, beanies, Batman coats, I have few options. Now I got Louis Vuitton, or Balenciaga. Mommy raised me, barely see me poppy. He yella, but it's the homies who would teach me robbery. Yeah. Now having and wanting to have it. Do I wait forward or go out and grab it? Yeah. Walk into school, get shootouts and stabbings. Made me get fooled, it made me a savage. Cut school, call my cousin and they got me a gun. Got cool, they ain't buzzing, I'm just having some fun. Acting the fool, not knowing I'm dumb. Yeah, this how my life is. All right, welcome back to the Dub C and CJ Mack show. I am CJ Mack.
And I'm still Dub C.
Yes, indeed, and we're still here sitting here with Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes.
My guy, my partner. So we talked about some worse things. What I'd like to talk to you now about is your work in the community and social activism. I mean, it's obvious. I understand where you get it from and the need to to want to help out the community
Right.
and prevent someone else from going through some of the things that you went through. But
Right.
I know you're really, really active. Let's start with the George Floyd thing and you and Stack and all that, and
Yeah.
supporting him.
Well, actually, I'll take it back a little further. It really started with the Stephon Clark stuff because he was from my hometown of Sacramento. You know, police shot him
Right.
in his grandma's backyard, in his back, killed him. But it was crazy because that morning I was sitting, laying in bed, watching, just scrolling through my phone. TV was on CNN, and my 2 sons at the time were in the room. They were maybe 10. And I heard, police kill young black man in Sacramento. I'm like, damn. So I look at my phone and just kind of watch, and the twins look up too. And they tell the story. And one of my sons said, Dad, did they kill him because he's black? I'm just like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, damn, that was his first question. Not what he do, what happened, just did they kill him because he was black? So it just kind of like hit me. And again, the fact that it was in my hometown, it was just like I felt like I had to step up and do something. So myself and DeMarcus Cousins, you know, did stuff with the family, made sure we took care of, you know, everything. But I just kind of felt like if I was ever fortunate enough to make it, that it's my job to give back and be a voice. And like I said, I told you, you know, in the first part of the interview, like the reason why I felt like I needed to speak up, because I had been through so much crazy racism, hate. I mean, shit we didn't even get into that I had been through. So I just felt like, you know, I was someone who was fortunate enough to make it. You know, let me utilize my platform and my voice, because I know a lot of people that are just like me are going through the same shit that don't have a voice.
Right.
I have several different platforms to speak whatever I want to speak about. You know what I mean? I'm on ESPN with Stephen A. Smith talking about weed like no one's ever done that.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm just, again, trying to push the envelope and push the line and really have, when I speak, it's for the people. You know what I mean? So I've, you know, done stuff like, you know, help the family with that. Try to encourage people to vote. You know what I mean? The politics is crazy. You see all these gun laws or lack of gun laws and all these mass shootings and everything. But I just feel like, you know, the only way stuff changes is you know, to get out there and exercise your voice through voting. And it's not always, to me, it's not always so much about the president and you know, the larger seats. To me, it's in your community.
In your community.
Right? In your community is where you start. And, you know, say it's just one thing, like I want the potholes cleaned up. There's some, you can go vote for that. You know what I mean? And then that's where you kind of see immediate return, and then you kind of get engaged and want to start learning more, and then kind of up your knowledge, because I feel like that's, you know, as a black community, that's what we lack knowledge. Like we weren't sitting at the dinner table talking about policy or politics or any of that kind of shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're just worried about what we're going to eat and when we're going to eat. So it's just like, I feel like, you know, we were behind the 8 ball. We were never meant to have a voice or footing in this space. But, you know, you saw, even though I don't really agree with what's been going on, and I'm not going to get too deep in the politics, but just how Biden has been moving, like we came out in record numbers, and black and brown people, particularly black people, are the reason why he is the president now. So I think the one thing that showed me is when we come together, we're not the minority, we're the majority.
Right.
And they try to tell us we're the minority because that, you know, they're threatened by us. You know, but we're actually, if black and brown people came together, we're the majority.
Yes.
For real. You know what I mean? There's a lot of us out here between black and brown. So it's just like, I think that's the one thing that the last thing showed, was that, you know, we come together, we can really move the needle. So, you know, we got to continue to do it. And again, that's why I use my platform.
Right. And we got to continue to do it, not just when there's tragedy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we come together when there's tragedy.
Yeah.
We get out here and we move mountains. We march. You know, we demand this, we demand that, and then when they act like they're gonna give it to us or give us a little something, we go back to, you know, it ain't cool. So I commend you on using your platform to let everybody know and create the awareness of that right there. But moving forward to the George Floyd, and with Stacks, you know,
so Stack had known Georgie for a minute. You know, he used to give him all his clothes he was finished with. So he'd have, you know, jack suits, shoes, everything. That was just his guy. I guess, you know, they had low-key grew up and been knowing each other for a minute. So when it happened, obviously it shocked the world, you know, and really for the first time, like, showed what we've been reading about or seeing clips about. Like, we literally saw the whole 9 minutes or however long he was on the back of this man's neck. And I think that really, the fact that we saw the whole process really tugged on cords of America. And again, seeing that Jack looked just like George,
they
could have really been brothers. You know, he jumped into action, and Jack is similar to me as far as speaking his mind and being for the people and trying to live righteous. So he started using his voice, and other celebrities, a lot of people joined it, but particularly celebrities, because they have other platforms, they really started kind of coming together. And he led the biggest march in the history of this country.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Shout out, Stack, man.
Yeah,
Very proud of you
Shout out.
for what you did, man, and how you took to action, man. And
Much love and respect.
Yeah, the way you took to action was amazing,
Beautiful
man. And you
thing.
showed your love, and everybody felt for that man,
right.
due to his sincerity
Yeah.
and the way he felt for him.
It was a lot, though, because, during the process, and, he and I can talk about it now, but it was new to him, and he didn't know what he was really biting off. And being a leader on the basketball court, which he was, is a whole lot different than being a leader of the people in the community.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I felt at times he was, over, stretching himself,
Overwhelmed.
trying to hit every, he tried to hit every state in the whole country. And I think he got to damn near like 40 of them.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But it's just like I could see him on TV. I can hear him every once in a while. And yeah, bro, you need to make sure you take care of yourself, because you can't do nothing or help nobody if you're not right. You know what I mean? So like that shit really beat him up mentally and physically. But again, we definitely proud of him. We love him for what he did and what he's about, and continuing to obviously carry on the movement.
Right. And imagine what a lot of our leaders who were slain,
Right.
what they went through and how they felt.
Right.
You got a chance to see a little bit of that there.
Yeah, but he had but when when we had our leaders, they didn't have a voice. None of their people could really speak to what should be happening.
They
That's
didn't have
why
social media like that.
Right, exactly.
Right,
so that's why I
right.
think it was such a beautiful thing, and it literally caught fire across the country and then around the world.
Wow.
Definitely. That's
Wow.
deep.
One of the great things about social media,
Right.
we sit here and we talk about how you get Mervin on the couch talking crazy to you.
Man, reckless.
That's one part of the internet, but then the other part is you can actually
Right.
spread a message out if you utilize it the correct way. You and I were talking about that.
That's why I created this platform, the WCCJ Mac Show.
Yeah.
So we can get on here and we can paint our own narrative, so we can
Absolutely.
tell them, how we feel.
Well, I think it's been crazy, not to cut you off, Dub, but it's just like people have always been telling our stories, and some have done a good job and some have been terrible at it, but we could tell our own stories. So who better to tell our own stories, again, paint our own narratives, paint our own pictures, and hear it right from the horse's mouth. Like the one thing that I really loved, obviously we've been doing it and it's moving, but Draymond Green got kicked out of, I think it was game 1 against Memphis when they called a flagrant 2. He didn't talk to the media after the game. He went right on his podcast, and you guys want to know what I want to hear? I'm going to tell you right now. You know what I mean? So why give, like if you guys are the media, why would I give my story to you and you can twist it and turn it and make it fit whatever you want, when you could really, I could tell the world how I really felt in that moment. You know what I mean? To me, that was genius, and I think we can continue to evolve with, again, telling our own stories, because people have always told our stories, but we have people now that are great storytellers, that we can tell our stories and give our brothers and sisters the chance to tell their own stories.
Amazing.
Now, when it comes down to telling a story, well, let's touch on that right there. I noticed you're somewhat of an open book, and you feel comfortable.
Yeah,
like you just said, regarding the marijuana and getting on television, speaking on it, and from my understanding, being one that's standing up for marijuana to be legalized for that professional athletes.
Right.
Being an open book, it's so much that comes along with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being an open book. I prefer that we tell our story than somebody else tell our story, but
nothing's off limits once the book is open. That's the problem. You know what I mean?
That's the game.
It's everything. You know what I mean?
That's the game.
Obviously, my marriages and relationships have been front and center in that shit. But I realized that, when I was with, my ex-wife, the twins' mom, I was playing in Phoenix. And I remember Shaq was on my team, and his wife wanted to start something where the women were stepping outside the shadows of the men and raising families and running organizations and blah, 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 blah. And me and my ex-wife at the time we've been together maybe a year, just moved to a new team.
Right.
We had baby boys out there. We had the twins out there. And she comes to me and wants to do this show, and I just told her, just like, yo, this is our relationship. We have kids now. It's just like, I think it's too much to put out there, because we are still learning to find each other and love each other and figure out who the fuck we are as a couple too. But so we went back and forth for a couple of weeks. It was no, and then Shaq came up to me and tried to like spin it like, no, it's gonna be this and that, and it's gonna be straight. You ain't got nothing to worry about. And then along comes motherfucking Basketball Wives.
Wow.
Like one of the worst displays of whatever they want to it's called Basketball Wives, but it's anything but that. And I don't mean to disrespect the women on the show because I know some of the women on the show, but it's just I think it kind of opened the door to just crazy TV that I don't think is good for our culture, good for the kids to see, and just that kind of shit. But anyway, when I did that, I realized that after that, I can't say like my next situation is private or don't talk about my kids or like, again, I opened that book. You know what I mean? So I had to kind of learn to live within that world and really make the best of it and protect what I can protect as much as I can. But like I said earlier, like there's nothing off limits. So if I break up with a girl or if I'm dating someone new or if I'm going through a crazy custody battle, back and forth to court, it's you know, it's everywhere, and it's just like it weighs on you. But you know, that's why I really feel like getting to the next point, cannabis has really helped me out. You know what I mean? Because it's, as black men, it's not. It's just starting to. The mental health thing is new, but we were never like, you talk or you whine and you tell more than one person. You're looking for attention. You know what I mean? Like we don't really tell how hard it is to go play a basketball game knowing that you're going through a divorce and haven't seen your kids in 3 months. Like they don't give a fuck about that. Like we pay you millions of dollars, you got to go out there and perform. So if I didn't have weed, I don't know where I would have been or what would have happened, you know, along my journey, because it was the one thing that, you know, kind of kept me like, okay, exhale, you know, see the big picture. Now, you know, you got a lot of shit going on. So that when I felt like, you know, and obviously I was risking my job smoking weed, and I felt like once I retired, I wanted to be an advocate for those guys so that they don't have to worry about, because smoking weed in the NBA was like a whole nother job. Like I had to motherfucking
do all kind of I Spy shit to get
man, I had to hit my trainers up. Some were cool, some weren't. I gave some money just to tell me when the P-band was coming, and it's random. You know what I mean? So it's just like we could all smoke on this show right now, and if I'm in the league and tomorrow I could have a drug test and not even just like, I don't have no time. So I always had to keep a drink with me and drink a lot of water, eat clean. The trainer would tell me you know, flush my system and go past that test and get back to, you know what I mean?
Don't try this at home.
Well, now it's,
don't
you
try
know,
this at home, kid.
but through this process, and I was one of many guys that were doing it, obviously, now that you're seeing it, but, you know, now they don't test for it no more. And, you know, shout out to my brother Al Harrington over at Viola.
Shout out to Al.
Yeah, we, you know, just really felt like we needed to press the line and really have these people educate themselves. Like we can tell people what cannabis does for us until we're blue in the face, but until there was medical research backing up everything we were telling them, we were just a stoner. And it's crazy to me because if people knew, like, some of the best players in the world in all sports medicate. All sports, you know what I mean? And it was.
I like the word medicate.
You know, you got to use certain shit. You know, you got to use certain lingo in this.
The healing is in the
league. We don't say blow.
Yeah, not no more. Yeah,
some of the best players get high. Some of the best players blow.
But y'all can talk like that.
Exactly.
That's kind of your. You know what I mean? Even though some of us live the similar lifestyle that y'all live, like we can't because we're athletes. You know what I mean? So it's just that stigma that we're putting out there. So we had to say cannabis instead of weed or tree or crack or whatever the fuck we call it, or getting high or getting blowed. Like there's certain terms we have to use because we understood that it scared these people because it's a stigma. It stigmatizes a black drug. You know what I mean? We didn't have steroid issues in the NBA. The NFL and the Major League Baseball did. That's why they started doing all these tests. They're like, what does the NBA's guys do? All right, they're not taking steroids. They're smoking weed. So that's when we started getting these 4 random tests. Because when I first came in the league, we got one test in the beginning of the season. That was rap. You could freely smoke.
Wow,
freely smoke.
That's crazy.
You know, so it's just like it's come a long way, and I'm glad to say that, you know, I was a small part of change in professional, at least the NBA and in professional sports, because again, we continue to push the line with the Players Association and the NBA themselves. And now you see Kevin Durant is coming out. I always said it's going to take a superstar to come out and say that he medicates for people to really start kind of just like, well, shit, if KD does it, fuck, he's a 2-time final MVP, one of the best players in the world. I guess it's okay.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Well, that's part of being an open book, like you said.
Right.
But this sounds like a great place to take a smoke break to me.
Shit.
Fire that shit up.
I got one in my pocket waiting.
Fire it up.
So, you know, we'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? We'll be right back after these messages.
What up, y'all? I'm Dub C.
And I'm CJ Mack from the Dub C and CJ Mack Show.
We appreciate all the support you guys been giving us over the last few weeks. We want y'all to continue to support. We're going to continue to drop these dope episodes.
Keep coming, get this good game, this knowledge, this positivity. First, you got to hit the button.
Right there.
Where is it? Where you put it?
Right there.
Hit the button, man. Hit the button.
Welcome back to the Dub C and CJ Mack Show. I am Dub C.
And I'm still CJ Mack. What's cracking, man?
Hey, man, we sitting there with Matt Barnes, and it's only right that we ask some of the questions that we always wanted to know about being a professional athlete. How do you deal with the crazy fans? I'm starting to see more and more now. Fans are becoming more and more disrespectful.
Out of pocket.
Throwing stuff, out of pocket, saying little things. We just witnessed Chris Paul, getting into it. Shout out to Chris Paul with somebody out there who was saying some disrespectful things to his family.
Right.
How do you deal with it, man, when they want you just to go out there and they feel that you get paid, so you should just shut up and dribble?
First of all, they're fans of yours. That's the only reason why they're really heckling you, because they really like you. But you play for you play for the other team, so they have to talk shit to you. But it's a tough situation because there's no real clear-cut answer. They tell us we're supposed to look the other way because we're athletes and we get paid a lot. But fuck that. Like, they say reckless. Like, in Utah, Boston, I've been called nigga this, nigga. Like, they can talk about your family, your kids. They say the most ill shit, and for so long we were just supposed to ignore it.
Wow.
But it's got to a point now where they're, like you said, starting to throw stuff, starting to touch other people's families. They physically touched Chris's mom, and like, people could die for shit like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like,
come now. We don't want no malice in the palace.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is, like, if there's, I don't know whether it's the arena or the NBA, that's where we're headed. Because you touch the wrong. Chris is a mild-mannered, great dude. You touch my family, you touch Ron Artest, Zach Randolph's family, we're going in the stands. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be a problem, and I think that's the last thing the NBA needs. So something needs to happen because it's happening too frequently, and I just feel like people feel like they're entitled. They pay all this money to come watch this game. They feel like, okay, they're in, like we're animals in a cage. Like, we're gonna yell and scream and say whatever and throw shit at you now, and you just have to take it. And it's just like,
not cool.
You would never say. My whole thing is, you would never say or do any of this shit if you just walked up to me on the street face to face.
That part.
You would never. And then you guys seen that shit in your space. People say crazy shit, but if you see me, you wouldn't say that shit in my face.
Oh yeah, social media. Like you said, be an open book on social media.
Unbelievable.
You can catch that.
This is even they still feel entitled like this in an arena.
Right.
Is what he's saying.
Right.
Like, even though I paid my 10,000, my 5,000, I'm up close to the floor. Right. I'm gonna say what I want to say.
That's crazy.
And that's the same wild shit they say on Twitter is the same shit they'll say
in the arena.
They say at you in the arena. You know what I mean? And so if we react, like I've reacted and been fined $50,000, $75,000, $25,000 for saying stuff. Or one time it was dope, and one time I was in DC and this white man was talking shit on the baseline the whole entire time. And I came out the game and kicked a Gatorade bottle and hit him right in his face.
Enough is enough.
I think I got hit maybe 50,000 because I said I didn't see it, but I punted that shit right at the motherfucker, hit him right here, and got the Gatorade. And everyone started laughing, but it's just like,
you got a call from the 49ers.
Right.
Was it worth it?
Absolutely.
The most expensive Gatorade
Kick ever, right?
That's
but
crazy.
Like I said, it's just it's got to a point where it's unfortunate because I feel like it's, and the same thing almost in media with how the sports media is like, people are just so disrespectful to people.
Very.
Like, whether you're an athlete, entertainer, musician, like, people feel like they could critique your life, but you're only really critiquing our shit because you couldn't do what we did.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why you're critiquing it, because you wanted to be a journalist, you wanted to be a rapper, but you couldn't, so you had to start doing this to be close to it. You wanted to play basketball, but you couldn't, so you started talking about, you know what I mean? So, and I have no problem with those people because there's a lot of people that do a good job in the space, but I just feel like it's just such an era. There's just so much negative energy.
Sometimes it's overkill.
Yeah, it's just so much. I mean, I feel you could be, you could be crucial. I mean, my job in the media space is sometimes I got to be critical. I got to say, Chris, you played like shit those 3 games, but Chris knows that. But I think there's a way to say that without being like,
exactly.
He ain't shit. He's this, and that. He's the most pathetic. And I'm just like, damn, is it that necessary?
Well, you know what it is? It's shock. It's just like what we do.
Because it's clicks.
Just like, and you do. It's clickbait, man, and it's shock.
Clicks,
like, we fight with that, man.
Right.
Like, because I know some idiot going to say something crazy to us eventually, right? So, we're going to choose how we handle it. And it probably ain't going to be on the microphone stuff.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
It ain't going to be on the microphone.
You see what I'm saying? So, but it's amazing, man, that's where everything is negativity. Like, we built our show on the model that we've been told so many times, y'all got to do this, and you got to talk about such and such, or we might have a guest on the show, and then I'll get a call after everybody watches the show. Oh man, I heard he did such and such. Well, then go make a fucking podcast and you tell everybody what he did. I'm not interested in that.
No.
I'm trying to help build men up and help build the community. So I don't want to get into all that arguing and all that. You know what I mean? No disrespect to nobody else that whatever they do. I'm just saying, you know, believe me, it comes to us too. But that's just not what I choose to do. I'm a grown ass man and that's my choice. I don't choose to, you know, we don't choose to go there. We want to build people up with this platform.
Yes,
but
sir.
like you said, the negativity is so rampant though.
Yeah, it's heavy. There's
Yeah,
a lot
definitely,
of jealousy, a lot of hatred. I mean, you see it in the media and sports. You see it on the streets. You know, rest in peace.
I've even
Nip,
seen
you know
it,
what I mean?
man.
It's
To take a turn, I've even seen it in youth sports. Like I've been to the games.
Oh man,
with you coaching.
You've been in
Y'all
my watch
come to
us?
the games sometimes
Right.
with you coaching the boys, man. And some of those people get a little disrespectful, man.
About
These
kids. About talking
man.
shit about kids,
I know you deal with Snoop coach. I coach as well. Well, I used to coach for the last couple of years. I haven't been coaching because I've been on the road so much and dealing with a few other different things. But these parents sometimes
too much.
They get so caught up. And we forget it's a youth development league to develop the kids.
Right.
You know, and then in the NBA or the NFL, the athletes are developed, but you don't have the right to go out there to disrespect them as a human being.
Right.
You know, you can not root for the team and not feel this, not feel that, but you know, whatever, it is what it is. We already know it's a lot of ignorance out there. We know how to combat
Man, I'm
it.
talking about these children though.
Yeah.
Man. Look, these parents, especially when there's someone of his stature, you know, coaching. So now they don't want to beat the boys. They want to beat him.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But they'll talk shit to the boys. I've seen, like, I've almost had to fuck parents up for, like, saying, like, what did you say? Like, walked across the road. What'd you say to my son?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
They
nah,
forget
we
that
not
you're a
doing
father
that.
and this is
Yeah,
your child
first and
here.
foremost.
I want to go to that right there. Let's go to let's stop right there. The boys.
Yeah.
What are your young men? What are their names?
Isaiah and Carter, twin, identical 13-year-old boys. Man, the joy of my life. I always said, you know, I had a really tough childhood, but I said if I ever got a chance to be a father, I'd try to be the best possible father I could be. So that's first and foremost. You know, now I have a third son, Ashton. But
that's the football.
Okay,
he's a big boy.
so, and like I said, life itself gives the best experiences.
Right.
Now that you're trying to, you know, be the best father, and you're doing a damn good job.
Appreciate that.
I saw them young men speaking one time, and they can go right now.
Yeah,
they can go right now. They could be analysts. They can go out there. They can be commentators. They can do whatever they want to do. Man, they speak.
Shout out to Barnes,
man.
boys.
They are incredible. And then CJ said, "Dub, not just are they good with that dude, but I done been to games. They are ridiculous.
They got heart, bro.
That ain't no YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It is not. It's not no tricks with the camera. He said they really
take
can
turns going off.
Yeah.
Like I done seen them down 15, and then one of them would just say,
catch fire.
basically, fuck that. You know, and he might say that.
And start
You know what I'm saying?
saying,
Go hard. Three after three after three. And then the next game, the other one will go off.
Man, so
It's amazing thing. I love going to their
what
games.
is, if you don't mind sharing with us, because there's a lot of us out here who we're just happy to see and hear this right here, but we want to know, you know, the guide. We want to know that the handbook of becoming, you know,
a father,
that father, but not just the father, but also too someone who could bring out the best in these young men. It's a balance. How close?
It's tough.
I mean, how close are you when it comes to talking to them about real life as well as
we open? We all the way
Other
open,
things.
and it's just, you know, again, there's such a negative stereotype on black fathers. You know what I mean? To begin with, that, you know, we all know what they are, but I just, like I said, from my childhood and my youth and my experience, I wanted to be the best father possible. So once I had kids, I was a very hands-on, you know, I was changing shitty diapers. I was staying up late during my career. I was bathing them, feeding them. Like, if my girl needed a break or had to go, so like, I can take care of the kids by myself. And I prided myself in that. So just, you know, as they continue to get older, we have these real conversations, because I feel like first of all, social media, but just the internet. We didn't grow up with the internet. We grew up playing outside. Like, you got to motherfucking kick kids out the house to get them to go outside these days, because they're on their electronics. You know what I mean? So I always figured that I was going to be someone that was more. I would rather give it to them a little early than have to motherfucking talk to them when it's too late.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the twins caught me smoking one time. I put them to sleep, and I was down by the pool after I put them to sleep. I think they were maybe 8 or 9. It was right when I retired. And they came down the next day like, Daddy, we saw you by the pool smoking cigarettes. I'm like, what? I wasn't smoking no damn cigarettes. And I was just like, damn, do I lie to them and say it was cigarettes? Or I'm just like, nah, let's just talk. So like I said, I think they were just about to be 9. It's like, nah, Daddy was smoking weed. They're like, what's weed? I'm just like, well, you know how Daddy, plays basketball. My body gets really sore. My knees, my back, everything hurts. And I don't like to drink alcohol or take pills. I can smoke this joint and it can make my whole body feel better and I'll sleep better.
Right.
And they're like, so it takes pain away? I'm like, yeah, it takes pain away. It helps me relax, helps me focus. And then Carter, who's the one I'm going to have to watch, he's like, well, Dad, I just sprained my ankle. When can I smoke? I'm like, shit. You know what I mean? So this is a 9-year-old. But again, and then I was like, you got to be, you got to be a lot older. And that's a whole conversation we have to have. But to me, obviously, 9 years old, you don't want to have to talk to your kids about weed. But again, I would rather me tell them something than them go hear it from somebody else.
It used to be a long time ago. You wait till their certain age to talk about the birds and the bees.
Right.
They expose you so much so quick.
On the social
fast
media
lane now.
Do you take the social media away from the kids and don't let them see anything? I mean, you can try to police it.
That won't work.
Yeah, I just think it's the time when you give it to them. You know what I mean? My ex-wife did a good job of kind of just spoon feeding them in. I think they're 13 now. They'll be 14 in November, but they just kind of started getting into social media maybe the end of last year. Like she gave them their, they had a little handle and they're more on TikTok than anything, but it's just like it's spoon feeding. But again, it's just like we got to teach our kids the hard knocks because life is so much faster than it was
so
when
much
we
faster.
grew up. And we were fast.
Yeah,
I mean we was fast as a motherfucker, but it's in hyperspeed
now. It's a cruel world. It's a vicious world out there
you know
too.
What I mean? So to me, my goal on this earth before I leave is just to continue to make them well-rounded men that are versatile in several different fields. And if basketball is the sport they end up playing and fortunate enough to make the NBA, I love that. But regardless, they're going to be straight. You know what I mean? Because their mom is tough on the school, and then I'm in giving them the business in the game. So how their podcast came about was I was working for ESPN, and ESPN had this one it was like I think a playoff edition of everyone at ESPN's kids get to talk about, I think it was the playoffs. And all these, majority of the little kids, God bless them, they were cute. They didn't know nothing.
Right.
They were just being, who's that? Who's this? Who's this? And the twins start debating about Jason Tatum and someone else and the moves he likes to do and who's locking him up. And these people are like,
wow,
what the hell's going on? So I remember when they did that little thing that one of the producers came back, oh, your boys are great, thank you. You got something there. Should we? Let's do something. But I was already thinking I kind of want to get him, but I just want it to be when they're ready. So they did really good. I asked them if they like, Dad, we love it. Can we go to work with you? They want to motherfucking jump on Sports Center.
Come
now,
on,
you know
now.
what I mean? So I just started thinking. I'm just like, well, what about doing a podcast? They're like you do? I'm like, yeah. So I started getting them little piece of my podcast that wasn't out of pocket or smoking or a piece that they can watch, and they kind of just started seeing clips here and there that they can watch, and they're like, well, we want to do a podcast. I'm like, dope, okay. So I built them a little podcast, and it was crazy how from the maybe after the second or third show, like I said, just there once they were comfortable on the camera,
it was rolling.
Took a handful of. It was crazy. You've been in my house.
Oh, yeah.
You see how they just be going back and forth. And like you said, they're 13 now, but they're old souls. So they'll be talking about some grown shit, talking about some kid shit, video games. So, we've been blessed that, that's something they love to do. Because I never wanted to be the dad, even in basketball. My kids probably just started working out maybe 6 to 8 months ago because I wasn't going to be the dad that pushed them. They played it, and they'd been around my career towards the end of my career. So they're traveling on the planes with Steph and KD when we're in the finals, and in the locker room with Kobe, rest in peace, and CP3 and Blake. So they always had a high basketball IQ, and they liked to play, but they never worked out, because they'd rather play video games. So I never really pushed them to do it. So then with the podcast, in anything they have to choose. School's not a choice, but everything outside of that is a choice. So if you want to get better, I'm going to put you in line to get you better. If you want to do a podcast, I'm going to set that motherfucker up so you succeed. You just got to do what you got to do. And in both spaces, they've just really kind of started to understand it. And it's dope to see their grow in the podcast space and their communication skills, but then also see their game grow at the same time. So
wow, man! Congratulations, man.
Yeah. Cool.
We don't shine enough light on the good dads out there.
It's important
because
there's a lot of
incredible jobs that that's done out there, and I just want to definitely give you your shout out on that right there. I mean, man, great dad right there, because them kids is doing their thing.
Yeah, I'm around them, man. They're amazing, man.
Yeah.
You know, I call them nephew and nephew because sometimes I can't tell. I don't know which one.
They look dead on.
It's just some things about their personalities.
Are a little different,
Then you know which one is which, right?
Right.
If they just walk in the room, man, I'm like, oh, what's up, Neff? What's up, Neff? You know, they be like, oh, what's up?
That's crazy.
And that's it. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
But
That's
man,
crazy.
Great. So I wanted to talk about that. ESPN, bouncing from ESPN to all the smoke.
I want to talk about all the smoke.
Man, you are all over the place, man. You doing a great job in handling that, man, and bouncing back and forth. I mean, how are you managing all this stuff?
I think my goal was just to be on as many quality platforms as possible.
Oh, that's why you came to the WCJ back.
Come on, man.
Right.
You already know what it is.
I thought he just, I thought he's fucking with us like
Yeah.
that.
No, it's
quality.
Nah.
Okay, yeah.
All right,
It goes without saying. No, but to me, it's just now people want to pay me to talk. You know what I mean? Like, you want to pay me to talk? You want? That's how much you want to pay me to talk?
Wow.
Shit, where I thought, you know what I mean?
Right.
So to me, it's just that, I was fortunate enough to, when I got out, I didn't really plan on doing media because I want to learn behind the camera. I want to learn how to produce and direct, and I'm still doing that. But one of my hunger was like, you always interviewed really well and you're well spoken. You should try this Fox and ESPN thing. So I did it, liked it, and then just kind of kept going with it. And then I ended up signing a long-term deal with ESPN. And then I'm sure through that, you know what I mean, when my podcast came about and it was, Jack was doing Fox, I was doing ESPN. And we were just getting a lot of net positive feedback. No, you guys are real, raw, uncut. We love what you guys are doing. I'm just like, yo, we're getting a lot of love from both sides. Fox put us on the same show one time, and we just had great chemistry. I'm like, let's do a podcast. He's like, what's a podcast? I was like, I don't know, but I know we could drink and smoke. You know what I mean? So I just knew that we could, with me working for ESPN, that's Disney. You know what I mean? So I got to, even though I've, not necessarily pushed the line, I brought some real shit on that show, but it's still a certain line you have to walk. Jack was doing Fox, same thing. So we just figured a podcast, we could smoke and kind of be us. And, I had the idea. I happened to pitch it to someone that was starting a new department at Showtime Basketball, and they fell in love with it. And, we won Sports Podcast of the Year our first year.
Man, congratulations,
Wow.
man.
Yeah,
you guys chemistry, man. It's like
and that's the most important thing.
Yeah,
well, that's what. Well, I mean, Mac was telling me about this show, and he was telling me, that you were going to do, and I just said the most important thing is your guys' chemistry.
Yeah,
like because I already y'all could talk shit to each other that I couldn't necessarily, or someone else couldn't say to you, but you all just like cool with it. You know what I mean? Like he could, y'all could say shit and that's the same. Me and Jack could talk shit back and forth, say shit that someone might get fucked up for, but that's my brother.
Real quick,
so we could say it. But I think it's that give and take that makes us so to play off. And Jack is such a team player. Like he stays in this lane. He's just like you're the leader. When I go into business and renegotiate our deals, Jack just knows if I'm in the room that I'm representing him how he should be represented, and I'm gonna get him the same money and deals that I'm gonna get.
Right. Similar to me and CJ.
So we do.
Yeah, similar to me and CJ.
So it's that brotherhood.
Yeah, I don't have to look over my shoulder. With that being said, on the podcast, man, I love the fact that we get a chance to see some of our favorite athletes display a side that we would never expect. That iconic Kobe interview.
Yeah.
That was iconic, man.
I think it's important because, and I use this comparison, and it's a loose comparison, but like when I was an athlete, like talking to the media is like talking to the cops. You really don't want to. You almost have to. You know what I mean? Because it's like I said, it's just like we it doesn't mix. You know what I mean? It just doesn't mix. And that's not to say all media is bad, because it's not. But I mean, there are some people that are just, they are what they are. So it's just like you don't really want to make that jump. So, it was for us. We knew if we were coming in this space, we had to make sure that these people felt comfortable with us. They felt secure. Not that we're not trying, like you said earlier, CJ, like we're not trying to find the clickbait that's gonna on some shit that's gonna make you look bad. Like what I want to do is I want you to be comfortable enough to let your guard down, so you just really tell people how you genuinely feel. And I feel like, we get so many when people say, "Damn, I've never told nobody this." People say that all the time on our show, and I just think that shows that we're doing a good job of like making people feel like
comfortable.
Feel comfortable. And like I said, we've got stuff from people that no one else has been able to get out of these people. You know what I mean? And again, I think that's because, obviously me and Jack are who we are. We wear our heart on our sleeve. We're open books. So you see how we move, and people respect that. So they know that they can come and really tell how they really feel in our show. And I think that's what, continues to set us apart from other shows.
Man, that's cold. That's cold.
Definitely.
That's cold.
Man. I love it. I mean, it's a great show from day one. You know, I've been fortunate enough to sit there and watch them tapes.
Oh, it's all right?
Come around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, I'm not hanging out with this cat. Man.
Okay.
He's all right.
I forgot.
He's really all
Some
right.
of them, you know,
man.
some of them,
big
you know
bro.
what I mean? You know, yeah, you know.
That's big
We're
bro
gonna
right
ride in the
there,
back of
man.
the golf cart, you know.
No,
I mean,
but
it's
to
all
see
good.
them doing this, man, and see the chemistry, man, and just the joy, man, and they're both appreciative of each other and the opportunities that they have. It's just so dope. It's just like us, bro. You know, we bros. We've been doing this for years, man.
Right.
And so for us to have this platform right now is really, really important, and for us to handle it correctly, and to do the right things and have the right people on here and talk about the right stuff, man, is really, really important to us. You know, so you know, I commend you guys, man, and your work,
Thank you.
man, and man, thank you for coming to spend some time with us
no
today.
doubt, man. No
you know,
doubt.
we really appreciate it because we know your schedule. You all over the
Crazy.
place. You live to be in Tokyo
Crazy.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Now
doing
I'm
the
here for a couple
game.
of days. I get to throw my feet up for a little bit. Now, I mean, you know, it's been, you know, I'm super, you know, I mean, I'm gone constantly, but it's just to think that, you know, I was a role player. I wasn't no star, but I still haven't afforded these
Man,
opportunities.
you was a star,
It's
dude.
stars.
Man, you know, I
You
always
was a
tell him.
star.
He always says
You was
this,
a-
man.
No. You know what?
And I'm like, no.
No. You know, I mean, you know, you always say you was a role player, you was a star. I feel the same way when it comes to, you know, when I'm around Cube. You know, it's a lot of people running around because, you know, he's Cube and he was, you know, he's a movie star and stuff like that. And a lot of times people be saying, man, you're not going over there to get autographs and all that and everything. A lot of people, they know you too. Nah, dude, I mean, shit, you know, it's an Ice Cube show.
Right.
You know, they over there talking to him as well. They catch me around the corner when I holler and all that. I'm not about to jump in front and be,
Yeah.
what about me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Skip.
Yeah.
Nah, it ain't like that. So to hear you say though, you know, I was a role player, I wasn't a star. No, you are a star.
I appreciate
you're
that,
a star.
bro.
You
Yeah,
know,
you're
yes,
definitely a star.
you're a motivation to us.
I appreciate
That's
that.
why we got you here, and we're
Yeah.
learning from you know you,
Yeah.
your podcast,
Sure.
you being an open book.
Yeah.
And looking at Stack,
Yeah.
he'll come out and
Yeah,
you know
dope.
and
Dope.
yeah. So
Well, I just think, you know, when you stay in your lane, there ain't traffic. You know, there
Yeah.
ain't never traffic
Right.
when you
Yeah,
stay
I
in your
love that.
lane. And
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
feel like, you know, had the opportunity to do some, you know, work for the sake of my hometown team. I get to announce their games, you know what I mean? And then ESPN, my face is on TV all the time, and then
tell me that ain't
all
star
the
quality.
smoke. Yeah,
Tell me
man,
that ain't star
right.
quality.
And then all the smoke, I'm on TV smoking weed, talking to Kobe, talking to Snoop
Amazing.
Snoop
Snoop.
laying on the couch, passing out, smoking with us, telling legendary, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just like, I could have never dreamed that life after basketball would be this fun. Coaching
So
my
dope.
kids.
Look at that.
You know what I mean? Coaching my kids, and you know, we're number 2 in the country. We'll be number 1 by the end of the summer. You know, shooting an AAU show with the twins and their pot. I'm busy, but it's all shit I love to do. And then on top of that, being a dad, so it's just like, you know, I get tired and I'm worn down and I'm always moving, but I'm just like, yo, my life is amazing. So
And then I see
never
other
complain.
athletes they're doing podcasts now.
Yeah.
And you guys spark that. You
Yeah,
know what I
it's
mean?
dope.
So I love it. I watch some of the other athletes to do theirs too.
Yeah, I
You
know.
guys are my favorite though.
Yeah, no, it's
shit,
important. Like, I mean,
but-
it's important for, like I said, we got to tell our stories. Like I said, we talked off camera, but like, I want to know what it's like backstage. Well, I don't know what it's like on the tour bus. I want
It's
to know
coming.
what it's like. You know what I mean?
It's
That's
coming.
like
Yeah.
you guys did your thing too, and that's when I was telling C, I was like, yo, this shit's gonna be dope, man. Just make sure you put it together right, because
Yeah.
you guys are people, you know, pillars that you could tell your story, you could tell other people's stories, and that's what we need, because that's what we want. Everyone wants to know. Like, we know you crip walk your ass off. We know you can rap, but what do you like when you're not doing that?
that part.
You know, we know you could rap, but motherfuckers don't know you're writing movies and doing, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
we
That
want to know
part.
that. Like, and that's what people really want to know. They want to know the other side of Steph Curry and
Right.
Kobe and all these other people. Like, we know their greatness, but what do you like when the camera's not on you? And that's what, like I said, that's why I think through the show we're able to do that. And I think it's so important for our culture.
We
Dope.
love it.
Dope.
We love it.
Dope.
We love it, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate
It's
it.
been
So
inspiration to all
Matt
of us.
Barnes, ESPN, what else, man? You say it. You know,
Yeah, man, you can catch me, on
million ass
catch
jobs.
me on ESPN. You can catch me on, NBC Bay Area working for Sacramento Kings. You can catch me on Showtime. All the
Get it
smoke.
off. Get it off.
Catch the Twins Barnes Boys podcast.
Yeah.
That's hidden. We got an AU show coming out.
Come
Road to
on now.
number 1 coming, man. And then I got a couple shows I'm doing with Showtime, man. So just stay tuned, man. We're blessed, and we not gonna we're not gonna slack on these opportunities.
Yeah,
Not
there
at
it
all.
is. There
Not
it
at-
is. There it is.
My word. What I always say, opportunity.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Come on,
Opportunity.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Can't ask
Yeah.
for nothing more.
Right.
Opportunity. Once again, we thank everybody for coming in and tuning in to the Dub C and CJ Max show. Matt Barnes, special guest, our family. The door is always open to you,
sir.
no matter
Yes,
what.
sir.
You
Yes,
can
sir.
walk in and and let us know, hey, I got something to get off my chest. Want to talk about it?
Come on,
We
man.
here. and keep being the inspiration to us all. But
Thank
like
you,
I
brother.
said, I am Dub C
And I am CJ Mizak.
of the Dub C and CJ Mack Show.
Yes, sir.
Love you, bro.
Salute. Salute Matt Barnes.
Matt
Salute
Barnes.
Stacks.
Yeah.
Salute Twins.
Shout out my guy.
We out, Chuck.
Yeah.